Shit everywhere. Yard sale. Hey, you can't park there. That's when you're supposed to laugh.
I was smiling.
Head up to the trapline today, cut a bit of firewood, but I figured what the heck, since I'm going to get firewood, may as well go and see what the snares are doing and drop some fresh scent around, some fresh lure. I got the brown dog with me. Brown dog hurt her foot the other day that we were out. I don't know exactly how she hurt it, but I think she might have broken it actually. I was gonna take her to the vet, but she's still getting around okay, and she goes to the vet far too often. I don't know exactly what's wrong with her, but she seems to be a little bit better today. I just don't let her run around as much. I tend not to like to let her run around when I'm out on the trap line. Mostly because obviously there's traps up and she's my best friend and I don't want her getting hurt, but there's spots that I don't mind her so much with the snares, but I would hate for her to stick her head in a 330, that's for sure, a 330 box. But we'll head up there today, see what we're doing. Hey, you know, speaking of dogs, if you guys haven't watched Dead Pine Collective, give this guy, it's a school teacher up in Prince George. I've mentioned him a few times before, but wow, he's really starting to show me up. He's smoking some wolves, and he's doing it with a bunch of kids, which is super cool. I mean, absolutely incredible. He's got First Nations kids that he takes from a couple of different schools out, and he has a program where he teaches kids about the outdoors, whether it's having a fire and cooking lunch, or as simple as catching fish in the summertime sometimes, or springtime, beaver trapping, full line trapping. Just a phenomenal guy. And Reed, I know you're probably going to watch this, and this isn't for your benefit one-on-one. This is try and push some people your way. You do a fantastic job, buddy, and keep up the good work. Guys, give Dead Pine Collective a good look at. The guy's just, him and Ian, two school teachers, bringing up the next generation and doing it right. So send him a message. Leave a message on one of his videos for sure. Let him know how great of a job he's doing. He doesn't need the pat on the back, but everyone likes to hear it once in a while. So there you go. We're heading up the trap line, Brown Dog and me. Gonna get some firewood, check on a few snares, dump a little more fresh lure. I got a little bit of bait. I might set a couple more cat boxes, and we'll take you along with us. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. I've got all sorts of tracks. I'm on a 2-day check, remember, and I come up and the snare's gone. There's a bit of a disturbance, but not much, a little bit. You can see some of my footprints I just made, and looks like it maybe, hard to say exactly. What tracks are these? So here's what's happened. You can see the snare is right here, and the BAD device. That's a heavy duty BAD device. So, oh, we got a hair on it. Looks like a deer hair. Deer or a moose hair on it. You can see up close. I hope the camera picks that up. That's great. That's exactly why I put breakaway devices on there. Thank you, Marty Seneker. I can't tell what it was. If I was to guess, I would say that that's a deer track, but too small. Maybe. Who knows? Looks like a deer. Deer broke away. That's cool. That's really cool. All right. Well, I've checked, I think I've checked 8 snares now. And I finally fixed that one that the power ram that needed a snare, and I keep forgetting one thing or another. But I finally fixed that one. And I'm going to reset this snare. And we'll try it again. Thank you again, Marty. Well, I can see, just stopped at my favorite set. Keeping in mind, we just checked 2 days ago. I'm out here basically for some firewood, but I'll take you with me, show you what I got going here. I was not targeting this species this year, but oh well. Poor little feller. Just had a grouse fly off. Made me poop my pants. Nice little gaffer. Aw, poor little feller. He's a beauty though. He's a nice one. As far as weasels go, it's about as good as I get. So I'll rebait this and get him out of the trap. Go from there. Drop some lure. Woo! Shit everywhere. Yard sale. Hey, you can't park there. That's when you're supposed to laugh.
That was smiling.
Look at the horses. They look funny because they're on the pavement.
There's horses in.
Okay, good chat.
There's horses on the other side of town. Where I've never seen them. There's like a whole pack of them.
No, remember we saw that one time, and when we first moved in, and we didn't know whether it was a wild horse or not. I pulled over like, who the fox horse is up there?
No, we knew it was a wild. You didn't know it was a wild horse.
I thought it could be like an escaped horse.
You didn't think there was any. Never mind.
There's no such thing as wild horses.
You didn't think there was any wild horses in BC. I did tell you.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're heading up to the Trapline. Guess who's here?
It's Duchess.
Nope. Bring it in. Miss Miranda. Yay! And the brown dog. So we're heading up for the
Maybe I should tell them.
Afternoon. Miss Miranda decided to sleep in, so hunting season is just about over. We got just a couple days left. Miss Miranda hasn't, she's been pretty picky on what she wants to harvest this year, so passed on some small bucks, and now hopefully we can find her a big buck. Just heading past the mine site right now, so we got a couple hour drive, and we're going to do a quick check on the snares, dump a deer that I picked up the other night. One of the locals in the small town let me know there's a deer that was hit by a car about 7 or 8 miles out of town. Went and picked it up. I've got other bait at home as well, but I'm trying to save it now until, like, our snow is melting. It's going away. We've got absolutely zero snow.
It's +6 outside.
And now the traffic. Gee, Miss Miranda.
It was so warm outside.
She can see that I'm doing a video, but she can't stop herself from yakking. Anyway, we are going to be heading up to the Trapline. I got a couple of questions regarding Trapline purchasing and building cabins, actually, from some of you guys. When it comes to buying a Trapline, it's a pretty easy process in British Columbia. Generally speaking, if one's for sale and you find out about it, either through the BCTA magazine, BCTA Facebook page, or just I guess McCowan's is a real estate kind of a thing that puts traplines on their webpage. So when you find a buyer and they make a deal, generally speaking, the purchaser starts the transaction through the government, and that's all available. Purchasing a trapline, if you just Google that, you'll come up with all the guidelines that are laid out there for that. And you start that process. Then what has to happen is the seller has to send in some signed paperwork. It goes to an arbitration process, which involves First Nations, and depending on which First Nations band it is that's got land claimed to the area, or has claimed land to the area, they'll put it up on. They'll send you a little email that says, "Hey, we've received this request for transfer of a trapline," and it could take anywhere up to a year. For me, it was really, really lucky. I went into a little town called Merritt, BC. Went into the forestry branch there. They also handle traplines, that sort of thing. It's a small town, so they're really helpful. Lady got all the paperwork done, signed, and then within 3 weeks, I had an email from the band, local band where the trapline is in 100 mile, just south of 100 mile area, and let me know that the transfer was being looked at. Maybe 6 weeks after that, so grand total of 3 months, I got my registration for the trapline from the government, and that was about as quick as it can get. I know guys that have waited a year now for a trapline transfer, and it can just be a matter of the branch that whoever opens it up puts it at the bottom of the pile because they're waiting for something and they have to wait to get through the pile and get back to them. So the other thing is to build a cabin on, you have to apply for a permit to build the cabin, and this process is a lengthy one. I'm going through a bit of a different process. It's the same process, but I'm going through it differently, meaning I haven't decided where I want to put my cabin because I don't know what kind of plane I'm going to end up with. If I end up with a float plane, I'd like the cabin close to a lake for access, obviously. If I end up with a big wheel stall aircraft, I'd like the cabin somewhere where I've got 600 feet of straight and level field that I can land and take off in, whether it's road or even just a burned out area. If I end up with a big wheel non-stall aircraft that needs a lot more takeoff landing space, then chances are I'm not going to be able to use it to get to the trap line, and then I can put the cabin anywhere. So I've got a couple of sites picked out, and once I get my head wrapped around exactly what I want to do with what kind of aircraft, or just commit to something, I'll apply for the permit in one of those areas. I'd like to use the plane for trapping for sure. If I can keep the plane close to home, I'm trapping within 20 minutes instead of 2.5 hours. I go and do a run up and jump in the plane, land. If I got a snow machine there or something to burn around in, a quad, doesn't matter. I'm trapping in 20 minutes, and that's great. Plus, I can do a flyover, check wolf sets, that sort of thing. Just make life a little more let's be honest, it'll just make life a lot more fun, make trapping a lot more fun. So that's the plan. The trapline cabin has specific specifications that are laid out by the BC government on what we're allowed to do, outbuildings, sizes. No outbuilding can be any more than 200 square feet. You're limited on how many outbuildings you can put up. Trapline cabins can, I think it's a maximum of 400 interior square feet. You're allowed a loft, but the total height of the building can only be 14 feet. For basically from ground up. You can't have it on permanent pilings. You can't have it on a foundation. It has to be basically removable. Doesn't have to be on wheels, but it can't be a permanent structure. So you can use concrete blocks, build on those. And of course it has to be approved. So once I get everything figured out, I've got plans that I built before I even had the Trapline registered in my name. I had built plans for a cabin. I've just been really slow at choosing where I want the cabin, and you know, there's a lot of factors that come into play too. It's not just the airplane. It's Miss Miranda has to give the final approval on whether she wants a cabin in that area or not. You know, if there's a million places I could put it. I could just open up a little area or find a little open area and have no roads or access to it and build a cabin right there. But it's got to be enjoyable for everybody, and I think Miss Miranda wants, you know, a bit of a view out the front window, which makes it a bit of a pain, because if we have high visibility out the front, that means there's high visibility to the cabin, and I'd like to keep it semi-private. I don't want, you know, looky-loos going in there and burning it down. I got friends that live down on the coast, and I used to trap that line, and they've got a cabin that we built years ago, and had a tweaker basically spent a month and a half of a winter a couple of years ago in the cabin, and just, I mean, to me, you just can't sterilize it enough to get it clean. I'd almost have to burn it to the ground to get it clean enough to use again. You know, I don't like the idea of some meth head in there and using your silverware and using your everything. You know, who knows what they do. The guy was up to some pretty crazy shenanigans. So anyway, try and keep it private, try to keep everybody happy, and we'll get the cabin underway as soon as possible. We'll fire back up. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Everybody, fingers crossed for some catches today. Take you along. Walk on these paths. No whammy on this one.
Are you setting up a snare?
What?
Are you setting up a snare?
Trying, but I chose a snare with a whammy, without a whammy. The coyotes have been all over this. By the way, fingers right in the middle of the coyotes have been all through this. Bait sets over there, and there's just tracks absolutely everywhere through here. So moving a few snares to the side that I had left wide open, and I'll come back tomorrow and probably put in another 2 dozen snares. Sure nice when they got established trails like this. Makes it pretty easy. one. I put the cat box in, and I put one snare in only. But I forgot where I put the snare. So when I was in last week, I was looking around and I was like, how did I put a snare in over here? Looking. It's a snare from the guy who used to own the Trapline. I don't use these type of snares. I don't know what he's doing hanging it from way up here, but like to me it looks like he had a big loop right in here or something, or maybe here. I really don't know what he was doing. This might have been like an old cubby or something, but anyway, it's kind of cool. We're both trapping the exact same spot. Couldn't find a box of his or anything like that. But anyway, I guess that's it for this check, I guess. Didn't do super good. I thought Miss Miranda was going to be my good luck charm today, but
I still am.
Yeah, one weasel, one squirrel. Boone and Crockett weasel. It's a nice weasel. But I don't know what's going on with the cats. I can't quite figure it out. You know, when I first got the Trapline, there was cats everywhere. I just don't see any tracks. I don't know what's going on. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's just too many rabbits around this year. Too many hares. But, oh well. We'll keep at it. Keep slugging away. We've seen a few cat tracks here and there, but I almost feel bad targeting them. Last of the Mohicans. Well, we should get some migratory lynx a little later in the year. This will be the last weekend for the hunters, and then we're finished with them for good till next year. And maybe things will improve a little bit. Could use a little bit of snow. It's actually raining on us right now. It's 2 degrees, which is 34 Fahrenheit. Above zero, so it's not freezing. Crazy. December 7th today, and it's not freezing at all. In fact, we're remarking how nice it was out, but not what you want for trapping weather. So pulled on my rabbit snares, the hare snares, for now, and we'll just see if we can get Miranda a big buck on the way out. Well, I'm back home now, and we are not having a whole lot of success lately on the Trapline. It's funny, I don't know what the deal is, but you know, coyotes, yeah, they're fun. Of course they're fun, but I thought I bought a line with marten on it, and I haven't seen a marten yet, although I'm not set for marten right now. But I haven't seen much for marten tracks. So that might seem like it's a bit of a dungeon in here. This is my garage, and I lost the light bulb above me, so I'll try to be pretty quick with this. Just trying to mix things up a little bit. I know that the cats haven't come back this year. I haven't found any marten. I don't know if that's we had this stupid heat dome a couple years ago, and it seems to have affected everybody differently. I got a buddy, another video, Gary there, his line, he's up over 30 marten in 9 days. He's doing, it seems like a lot of guys are doing really well with marten. So I've decided that I'm probably going to continue with the wolves, continue with the coyotes, and make a game of trapping to try and figure out what I can do this year. So one of the things I'm going to do is this is a box that Rick Fry builds for weasels, and just use a regular rat trap, and has a lock in here. So I went and cut a bunch of, I got my own mill, went and cut a bunch of wood this morning, and just gonna put an assembly line together, probably put 20 of these together. I don't know how many, we'll see how many I get. I don't know how many traps I've got, but I'm gonna go pick up some more rat traps, and I'll build a couple of these once I get some the assembly line going, I'll turn you back on. But that's gonna be my goal this year. Until the cats come back and until the wolves start finding wolf tracks, I'm gonna go after a bunch of weasels. Why not? What the heck? They're fun as anything, and they're getting. You know, I got $25 for a weasel last year, and with that Boone and Crockett one that I got last week, that should be a good weasel as well. So we'll keep up with the weasels, keep up with the squirrels just because they're fun, and hope the cats come back. Hope the marten get there, show up at some point, and carry on with the wolves and coyotes, of course. So I'll turn you back on after. I got some skinning to do, of course, here, and then I'm gonna start building some boxes. I didn't cut as much wood as I thought I did, but I got enough to make, say, oh, I don't know, 8 boxes, I think. I've just made a couple up here, but just to show you what I do with this Rick Fry weasel box. Let's make sure we get that on camera. Okay. So, as you see, it's 17 inches long at the top, 14 at the bottom. This is just scrap wood that I've cut up. The top separates. Got your regular rat trap, bait in the back. I've got holes in the back as well that I can put mesh in it. This is just the quick, easy way. Set that trap. I've done it with a hinge on the back. And then I'll drill a hole here, right here, just to pin it with a nail. The nail doesn't actually stick in, it just holds it from opening up in case something's in there. Try to set it a little further back so that the critter has quite a ways to go in, but that way, easy to remove, blah, blah, blah. We all have our ways of doing it. And whether it's a squirrel or a weasel, that's it. And yeah, so let's see how we do on the weasels this year. All right, turn the camera on again. I been doing quite a bit of this, so basically all I'm doing is I'm filming every set as I'm going up to it. I'm reapplying lure, and more importantly, since not much is moving around, I checked the snares. There was, there's a lot of coyotes coming and going, but nothing really running around. They're just coming directly in through the open end that I'm leaving open. So basically all I'm doing now is just throwing in the weasel boxes. I've got 5 weasel boxes in so far. I got 2 more to put in. I'm debating whether I should put one in here or not. This is at, I think I got a duck in a box here. And then I'm just taking you along with me on every set check, just in case. So this one, I'm sure I've shown you. That's a lot of track. Oh, fuck yeah. What is going on here? Bobcat. Oh, are you kidding me? What the hell is he in? He's in the snare? Huh. There's one snare here, but I don't see him in the snare. What the hell happened here? Somebody take him out of my... Oh, I see. He was caught in the trap. Probably. Here. He's stiff. No, he's in the snare. Got him in the snare. I thought maybe... So, it looks like a couple cats have been here. He's okay. Hasn't been hurt. Let's check out the spots. Oh, beauty. Oh, it's a little one, but pretty. Right on the board. Oh, love it. Oh, what is going on? Got himself really wrapped up. So, got a half a goose in this. And looks like set the trap off, or something set the trap off. Came in and got it with the snare. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to deal with him. Got to get a new snare up, obviously. Get this reset. Relured. That's great. Okay. Whew. Things are getting pretty desperate. As you know, I was starting the weasel line. All right, look at Brown Dog here. She's pretty happy. You pretty happy with this punk? Huh? Wow, look at this girl. Wow. Yeah. We've got a bobcatters. Okay, so I'll shut you off and go reset that. Show you the bobcat in a minute here when I get him out of the snare. There he is. There he is. I mean, look at these spots too. Oh, the color. It's not the largest cat, but it's beautiful. And belly is full. Whew. For a young cat, that belly is full. So hopefully mom comes back looking for it. And so as you know, the weasel line has now become a trapping line again. That's my first bobcat off this new line, off the new trap line. The only bobcat I got was last year, and it was stolen by that fucking cat hunter. So hound hunter, houndsman. Piece of shit is what he is. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on the past. I hope I find him someday. But for now, that's my first bobcat off this line. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm stoked. So, still got a bunch of traps to check as well. We'll get on those right away. Well, that looks like the trap's walking away. This one I've had problems with in the past. Let's see any fresh footprints in. I can see the trap sprung, but nothing's in it. I don't see anything in a snare. Have a look here real quick. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I got left here. Snare's still up. Looks like snare's still up over there. There's a rabbit that's been chewed on by a weasel. So it looks like I have to put in a weasel box. But a lynx has been through here, it looks like, as well. Interesting. See if there's any fur in the box on the trap. Been there for a while. Ooh, well that's rabbit fur, I think. There's quite a bit of fur in it. Looks like mostly rabbit fur. Maybe weasel, maybe rabbit. Okay, well, we'll get this one reset. Get back at it. Oh, I'll add this check here, I'll add it with Bobcat to the last video with Miss Miranda there. And probably put a video out tonight. Hunting season is officially done. So, Bobcat on the board. Fuck, finally. Hunting season's done. And I got the weasel line started. So, over the next couple of days, I got some flying I got to do over the next few days and weekend. But I'll get back to it here real quick. Should have a good check. I was able to re-lure everything. Sorry, I got the knife hangs off my rear view, bouncing around. I did throw out a couple of marten sets. I know I said I wasn't going to, but everybody else seems to be doing really good with marten. I'm not seeing any sign, but honestly, I didn't see any sign for that bobcat either. So I've had some cats around at this end. I should actually do a map up, do a little more, just grab a map and show you guys sort of where I'm trapping and what I'm doing, because just driving around and, you know, it's tough for me because I assume you know where I am at all times, and of course you don't. It's just a guy driving around in his truck, duh. But I'll figure something out, and I'm not trapping much of the line this year. I've maybe less than a quarter of it, 20% of the line, I guess. And T&I, trap lines and inlines, comes through for me again. Good luck, sweater. I might never take this thing off. We'll see. Take that knife out of there. Anyway, we're on the board. Another weasel and a bobcat. So, put the tally up for season so far. No coyotes yet, but at least we got a bobcat. More important. Awesome. All right, and probably be close to another week before I'm back out here, and give it a good long soak. See how it goes from here. Hope everyone's doing really good out there. Brown dog's being a bit of a pain. She's not saying hi, so oh well. We'll see you guys all later.